Okay, we have some good Yankees news to talk about, which is nice to say because we haven't had much good Yankees news to talk about in a long time. So it's nice to have some good Yankees stuff to talk about. But Harrison Bader, the center fielder that the Yankees traded for when they traded Jordan Montgomery, he could be coming back sooner than expected. So let's get into this news. So Harrison Bader was in the clubhouse today when reporters were there, and the main thing is that he was walking around the clubhouse without a boot on his right foot. Now, Bader has been injured for most of the season with a foot issue, and he's had to have a walking boot, but he did not have that boot on today. He was also asked some questions, so really good. So he was first asked, obviously, about not having the walking boot on. He said he's not totally done with it, but he doesn't need to have it on all the time, so still good news on that part. And then he was asked on whether or not he thinks he's going to be playing this season, if he will be fully healthy before the end of the season. And he said there was no doubt in his mind that he will be playing by some point this season. So more good news. He also said, quote, "I definitely think I'll be here the first week or so of September," end quote. Really good there. He talked it back a little bit, saying he didn't want to get too ahead of himself, but the way it's been going, he thinks he could be around. He could be coming into the team around then. He talked about how great the doctors and the trainers were that he had, how amazing they had been. So it seems like he's excited to play with the Yankees. Bader, obviously one of the best defensive center fielders in all of baseball. This season, he's in the 91st percentile in outs above average and the 94th in sprint speed. Last year, he was in the 99th percentile in outs above average and the 97th in sprint speed. So an elite defender. Bader is a career 264 hitter who has had a career 729 OPS, but he has been much better over the last 3 years. For the last 3 years, he's hit 257 with an on-base percentage of 319, a slugging of 427 for an OPS of 746. Bader could be a 5 WAR or wins above replacement type of player if he's healthy for a whole season because of his elite defense in center field. Again, one of the best defensive center fielders in all of baseball, and his league average bat. It's not amazing, it's not horrible. So great defense and an average bat, can be a really great player there. Obviously, he would be a massive upgrade from Aaron Hicks. And Aaron Hicks has not looked good this whole season. Over the last couple of days, it's been really bad. He's missed some baseballs, which have been costing the Yankees a couple runs here. Hasn't caught some, hasn't been good at the plate. He's been striking out in big spots, not getting it done. So Bader, he would be nice to see there because he's probably catching a couple of the baseballs that Hicks wouldn't, and teams wouldn't be scoring runs because of that. So I'm excited to see Bader play. It was a tough trade to really process because Jordan Montgomery had been so good, but I think the upside of Harrison Bader is higher than the upside of Montgomery, and I'm excited to see him play. Again, when this trade happened, we did not know if Bader was going to be playing this season, and it seems like he will. So let's hope for a nice and speedy recovery for Harrison Bader.